This week's class, When Your Health Matters, the show designed to empower you to better health through knowledge and education. And I'm your host, Dr. Richard Untoon from Advanced Alternative Medicine Center. We're located at 138 Canal Street in Pooler Park, that is in Pooler, Georgia. We're in Suite 404 of Building 400. If you want to get a hold of me, stopping into the office is always a good way to meet me. I'll probably give you an opportunity to ask your questions, and I will do some brief evaluating in an effort to my own curiosity to answer what's going on with you within my own mind, but also to give you the understanding that you need. Short of stopping into my office due to COVID and people's reticence to meet strangers, the next best way would be to call me directly at area code 845-561-2225. Again, 845-561-2225. That is my cell phone. I will typically be the one answering that phone. Please do not text that phone, as that phone is not equipped to receive texts. I will never get it. I will never respond, and it kind of defeats the purpose for why you would reach out to me. But if you do want to use the texting type mentality, you can always email me directly at docrick, DOCRICK, docrick@spineboy.com. Again, that's docrick@spineboy.com. And whether you stop in, whether you call me, or whether you email me, my intention is to give you the understanding that you need to help you achieve better health. And that's why we have these weekly healthcare video classes. It's in an effort to give you the understanding that you need to take control of your health and not to sit back passively and develop health concerns. And this week's particular class is understanding the importance of vitamin C. C is in cat. Vitamin C is probably the most important vitamin, just narrowly out leaning at the tape, vitamin B. But vitamin C is a complex that the body needs. It's made up of various different parts. You have the ascorbic bioflavonoid complexes, you have the vitamin P, vitamin K, and vitamin J, and you have a copper-based enzyme known as tyrosinase that activates the functioning of the vitamin C complex. Many of us have been duped into thinking that vitamin C is ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is not vitamin C any more than a tire represents a car. Ascorbic acid is the outer antioxidant protective coating of the vitamin C molecule that allows vitamin C to maintain its integrity. But the government allowed it to be called vitamin C. They actually gave an award to Svient Georgi, who was I guess the man who discovered vitamin C and was able to isolate it, and they gave him an award before he had finished his research for discovering vitamin C, and he said, but my research isn't finished, and they were like, no, it's okay, we're good with where you're at. And so ascorbic acid is basically 6 carbons, 8 hydrogens, and 6 oxygens, which is quite easy to make in a chemistry lab, and I'm pretty sure that without offending any monkeys, I'm pretty sure that a monkey could manufacture ascorbic acid in a chemistry lab. And if you take high concentrations of ascorbic acid, you're actually going to be hurting yourself, because in high concentrations you're going to be giving your body more of what you get from the ascorbic acid, and you're missing the other vital components. Again, the vitamin J, the vitamin K, the ascorbic bioflavonoids, the copper-based enzymes. And so it's important to make sure that you're getting all the components. Otherwise you become deficient in the other components that are missing from just simply the ascorbic acid. And ascorbic acid in high dosages will scorch the inside of your arteries, which will lead to arterial damage and probably cause your body to lay down more cholesterol in an effort to repair that damage. So you definitely don't want to just be taking ascorbic acid. You want to take a good high quality whole food vitamin C. Standard process makes a great cataplex C. It both acts as a catalyst and as a complex. It's the whole C complex itself. So what is vitamin C necessary for? Vitamin C is necessary for just about every function that goes on in the body. Any damage that's occurring within the body resulting in integrity problems related in the intracellular matrix is typically due to a vitamin C deficiency. Symptoms of vitamin C deficiency are going to be black and blue spots on your skin for unknown reasons, and a lot of senior citizens develop bruising on their forearms, and they're like, why do I have this big bruise on my forearm when I don't remember doing anything to hurt it? Well, you could gently bump into something that your body typically used to be able to handle, but it can't handle now. Why? Because it's got a vitamin C deficiency, so you develop some fragility within the blood vessels, and you create some bruising as a result. Gum infections. Dentists love treating people with gum infections, and if they just instill the faith within their patients to get more vitamin C, whole food vitamin C, then they probably would stop having gum infections and bleeding gums. The gland that helps your body deal with stress, your adrenals. Adrenal hypertrophy is a deficiency in vitamin C. In fact, tribal customs, when they would kill an animal, the killer would actually get to eat the heart, but everybody was really interested in eating the adrenal glands because they were very, very high in vitamin C and would help you stop dealing with infections and that sort of thing. People who have low blood pressure typically have a vitamin C deficiency. Believe it or not, low blood pressure. In our society, we don't know of a lot of people that have low blood pressure. Everybody's being treated for high blood pressure, but people could have low blood pressure that's typically due to a vitamin C deficiency. Fatigability and impaired heart functioning has a lot to do with vitamin C deficiency. If you have tachycardia, where your heart beats faster than it should, that's an indication that you possibly have a vitamin C deficiency. Shortness of breath. With COVID and wearing masks, etc., getting a shortness of breath is quite common in our current society. And I only imagine it will get worse if people continue being required to wear masks or asked gently to wear masks if you come into our place of business. Working with vitamin B, vitamin C helps the regulation of heart action and heart control. So deficiencies in both of these lead to present-day higher mortality rate from heart disease, and it isn't necessary. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in this country, and if people just understood nutrition, they could actually avoid heart disease altogether. We talked about with the importance of vitamin B and probiotics, and you need probiotics to absorb B vitamins, and you need B vitamins to activate the probiotics. Well, vitamin C is also involved in that relationship there. As I said, deficiencies in both will lead to the present-day higher mortality rate from heart disease. Most heart pathologies begin as functional weaknesses with enlargement. Then we have valvular lesions, and then coronary disease as secondary developments due to these nutritional deficiencies. Vitamin C also factors in some anemias. Vitamin C is cooperative with vitamin D in calcium metabolism of the bone and teeth, and possibly supplying the connective tissue matrix that permits calcification. So despite having plentiful amounts of calcium in the diet, even with enough phosphorus, literal mineralization actually takes place in the absence of vitamin C. So you need vitamin C in order for there to be proper mineralization of your bones and teeth. So moving on, what are the sources of vitamin C that we can get plentiful vitamin C from? Well, God made it plentiful in all of the foods that we should be eating. You're going to find lots of vitamin C in your fruits and vegetables. And generally, the darker green vegetables that you eat and consume, the more vitamin C that you're going to be getting. The best source of whole vitamin C complex, believe it or not, is organic white potato juice. The difficulty is a lot of people aren't going to juice organic white potatoes, and you have to drink it immediately. Because of some of the other factors I'll get to in a minute, but it's not very pleasant tasting. But it is, my perspective is do what you got to do in order to get what you need to get so that you don't have problems. And so juicing organic white potatoes I've done periodically throughout my life, and it's like I said, it's not pleasant tasting, but I do know that I'm getting the highest concentrations of whole food vitamin C as I can. Now, thing that you need to understand, if you don't have enough vitamin C, you're going to get fatigue. You're going to get poor healing of your wounds. You're going to get bleeding gums and gum disease. Like I said, you're going to get a lot of bruising. You're going to get reduced immune function. If pathogens are getting into the body, you typically have a calcium deficiency. But once they get in, if you don't have enough vitamin C, then the cells, the macrophages that eat up infection are going to be deficient, and you're not going to get the ability to actually fight off infection. So you need vitamin C to activate the blood cells, the white blood cells known as macrophages that actually wall off and eat up and digest any potential pathogen. We're talking viruses, bacteria, excess fungi, parasites, those sorts of things. We need to appreciate that vitamin C is both heat sensitive and light sensitive. And so what does that mean? That means that if the vitamin C that's, let's say, in your orange juice has been exposed to heat in the processing of making that orange juice by putting it through a juicer, there's heat involved in the juicing of oranges, and it's exposed to light, the vitamin C is going to leave that product very, very quickly. So it being both heat sensitive and light sensitive helps to denature, destroy, and get rid of the vitamin C that you think you may be getting. So if you're heating your fruits that have vitamin C in it, you're not going to get any. So the pasteurization process in manufacturing orange juice has basically gotten rid of all the vitamin C that's in there. What else? What you should consider, I guess most importantly, is do you have enough vitamin C, or are you suffering from a deficiency? Well, that's a great question, and I can certainly help you to understand that. As a gift to you for watching this particular video to this point, what you're going to do is you're going to be rewarded by getting a vitamin C evaluation at my office. You simply call up and say, I saw your video, I'd like to take advantage of the offer that you made in the video, and I'd like to know if I have enough vitamin C. And I'll do you one better. I'll check you for all your vitamins and minerals to make sure that you have enough vitamins and minerals in order for your body to function properly. So if you're not currently a patient, or even if you are, let me know you want the vitamin C evaluation, and I'll be happy to give that to you as my gift to you for being in the office. Next thing that's important, not do I have enough vitamin C, but am I assimilating my vitamin C? Does my body absorb, digest, and assimilate the vitamin C in a normal fashion? That would be a good question to answer and have answered for you. And then, of course, we need to make sure that you're getting enough vitamin C. And so we use the Cataplex C from Standard Process. And like I said, it has all the components associated with vitamin C, which includes the vitamin P, which is associated with capillary fragility. So if you don't have enough vitamin P or a vitamin P deficiency, you will bruise easily. That's an indicator of a vitamin C and the vitamin P factors of vitamin C being deficient. If you have a vitamin P deficiency because you get pink toothbrushes when you brush your teeth vigorously, or maybe your toothbrush is too firm, that's another indication that you have a vitamin P deficiency. So Standard Process has a vitamin P concentrate, which is called Ceruta or Ceruta Plus. Those are components to help make up the deficiencies of anybody that has taken excess amounts of ascorbic acid thinking they were helping themselves. The vitamin K factors that help in normal clotting, and the prothrombin that's associated. Vitamin J increases the oxygen utilization within the cell. You need to have proper oxygen utilization within the cell in order for the cell to excrete the way that it's supposed to. And then finally we have the copper-based enzyme known as tyrosinase. It's a copper-based enzyme, and without having the tyrosinase, the functioning of vitamin C does not actually have any function. Again, that's why you want to avoid high concentrations of ascorbic acid. And so too much of ascorbic acid within your diet is going to create a deficiency in those other components. So that's really it for the vitamin C class today. I hope this has been helpful. Let's continue to love your feedback. Would love for you to give me feedback and let me know if you got some valuable information from this video. Let me know if you have any questions. It's my pleasure to be here for you in this fashion, in this capacity. I want to thank you for tuning in and staying with us all the way to the end. Take advantage of that free opportunity to come in and have your vitamin C levels evaluated. along with all the other vitamins and minerals that your body needs in order to function. Again, that is my gift to you. Thanks for watching, and tune back in for our next class. Thanks again. This is Dr. Richard Untune, thanking you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again.